Welcome to Soul Coach Speaks, the podcast for those who are called higher and ready to enter. My name is April D. Johnson, also known as a Soul Coach. I give you the tools you need along on your spiritual path. I'm a healer, certified life and business coach. I come from a line of seers from Louisiana and Mississippi. Um, I do all the things. I've been doing this for over a decade. I've been healing women that feel like they're lost because I was a point in my life I was lost. So welcome. I'm so excited to be back. If you're new here, welcome. And for all my faithful listeners, thank you so much for rocking with me. I've been all over the place with this podcast and you guys have stayed with me and I just really appreciate you guys. I really, really do. Our podcast, even though it's a little old me and I started back in 2018, it wasn't a video. So now you guys get to see. You get to see me. Okay. Because Spirit told me that I need to be in your face so you guys can see who I am and that I need to be visible and not just on the, on the phone or on whatever you listen to your podcast. This week's podcast is going to be about why are we in Iran from a spiritual standpoint. Let's get started. One of the things that I want to challenge you guys that's listening to my podcast is to challenge your way of thinking. Being brought up in a Christian household, I had to shift my whole identity to really understand that, I was already, in my last episode, I talked about how I question everything, but now more so than ever, I question everything. And my dad used to tell me, believe nothing that you see and half of what you hear. No, believe nothing that you hear, half what you see. He used to tell me that all the time because things are an illusion, right? Things are manipulated for you to think a certain way. In my journey, my spiritual journey, I have learned to understand other people's point of view when it comes to spirituality and to God. It's so interesting to me how different people have different ways of serving their God, but none of it is wrong. It's your way. It's tied to your lineage. It's tied to your past life. It's tied to, your purpose in this earth, in this planet, not this earth, but in this 3D. So it ties, it's different levels to it. And it's interesting to me, coming from such a Christian household to branching out into Reiki and doing tarot cards and doing all these things that were deemed evil. But I've helped so many women really get out of the trauma relationships, help them heal their trauma, help them heal their womb, help them heal their life through these different ways of healing. And if it wasn't for me being open to that, I know that I wouldn't be the healer that I am today. So that being said, I want to talk about my personal opinion why we are in Iran. I want to go back to 2021 and 2022. There was a creator that I followed and his name starts with a D. And he was talking about how, I forgot the boys' names, that's how irrelevant they are now. These little boys from Miami, and they had gold teeth and they had like their hair hanging out in plaits. And he talked about how he helped them sell their soul to the devil. And I'm thinking, what the fuck are you talking about, sir? But I really listened to what he was saying and then I started following him. So anytime he popped up on my FYP, or sometimes I'll just go to his page because that's how nosy I was intrigued. I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean you need to, like, what are you talking about? Selling your soul, is that a real thing? So me and him started, so I DM'd him and I said, I would love to have you on a podcast because I need to know more about like this left-hand side thing. I need to know about devil worshiping. I need to know like all the bells and whistles because I wasn't clear. So let's talk about Acts verse 7, no, chapter 7, verse 42, 43. Don't talk about me too bad, y'all. Listen. Stephen rebukes the whatever the word is by highlighting Israel history of idolatry, noting that God turned away from them and allowed them to worship the host of heaven. Citing the prophets, he accused them of worshiping a pagan deity called Moloch, resulting in their exile. Okay, then. So the lady was talking about this verse right here, which to me made sense. So it pulled it all together from the previous creator talking about they're trying to invoke and serve their god Moloch. And I'm like, well, who is Moloch? So then I dug into that and I saw a picture of him. And it's a beast, right? Head. And I'm thinking, wow, so who is this? And it says it's an ancient deity associated in the Hebrew Bible with child sacrifice, worship by passing children through the fire. The first attack, the major attack that Israel and the US did to Iran was attack this girls' school. Over 170 young girls in elementary were attacked. What did that have to do with anything? If the tables were turned and they attacked a school over here in the US, we'll be marching in the streets. Okay? It's a war crime. We need to stop lying to ourselves. Uh, Let me get back on track. So I think about, so it all came together for me because this all started because of those Epstein files. Okay, in Epstein Island, in Epstein files, they were doing all the things they were doing to children. Moloch, ancient deity associated in the Hebrew Bible with child sacrifice, worshipped by passing children through the fire. The first creator that I talked about was in the music industry, helping people sell their souls. And he literally said they are trying to evoke Moloch. And I'm like, it didn't make sense until the lady said, look at Acts chapter 7, 42 and 43. So when I did my research, I said, let me see how it looks. And I said, I've seen this before. And I wasn't sure how I couldn't think about it. And then Spirit was like, you've seen it with a Rothschild. In that photo, this very famous photo I'm about to pull up right now. Now, Google's going to tell me that the picture is fake. This picture has been around for so long that it's not fake. Okay. There's a variation of it, but it's not fake. Seeing this deity dressed up in this old picture reminded me of another picture. And that picture was, I'm about to pull it up now, 12/12/1972 by a Rothschild. Okay. In some kind of surrealist ball that they have every year right before Christmas. The lady head is Mala. I can't make this up. It's just the pieces that I'm putting together. Okay, stay with me now. Stay with me. I'm apologizing for the choppiness of this video. I'm at my mom's house. It's her 80th birthday. I'm not at home, and plus I'm in the middle of moving. So this is my little makeshift podcast stuff until I get to my studio and get to my house and all the things. So just got to deal with it for a couple more weeks, and then I'll be stationary. So we're in a spiritual war. So what does that mean for you? What does that mean for us? What does it mean that now we got the information is unfolding in front of us? What the hell are we supposed to do with this information? And that is what I've been asking my team. Like, what am I supposed to do with this? Okay, everybody knows that, well, not everybody. The ones that are awakened knows that entertainers, celebrities, they have a very dark side to them if they want to be famous. And to me, it makes sense that they are worshiping Moloch and dark deities to enrich themselves with fame and fortune. It makes sense to me. But now that we're over there in Iran about oil or Ukrainium or whatever they're trying to get, it's not working. You know, the U.S. has been established for 250 years. Meanwhile, Iran's been there, what, 4,000, 5,000 BC? They sit on a Stargate 10. This is spiritual. As above, so below. When you look at these Lego videos, they talk about things that we don't know in the US because we're being censored. But one video I saw, the US and Israel, BB and DJT, and I saw Moloch picture sitting and they were worshiping it. I'm gonna let y'all sit with that for just a minute. I know these Lego videos are satire, propaganda, or whatever, but there's some truth to it. There's things in truth that's to these videos, like who are giving these insights to them. Okay, for me to see Moloch deity even in the video tells me that it's a confirmation of what I'm feeling and seeing. So let's look at the U.S. as a whole. 250 years, how this country was formed off of the back of my ancestors. Became rich because they didn't have to pay for labor. The cruelty that they did to my ancestors about the same cruelty as they've done to the, ooh, my ears ringing. Spirits coming through me. I'm having a channel message. Whoa. This country was formed off of the Moloch's, oh my goodness, of the Moloch deity. They sacrificed our children, my ancestors' children, our blood, because they did the same thing to us that they did to the kids on the Epstein Island. That's why so many world leaders, so many people are complicit in those files. And that's why they're so protected, because they all did it to acquire wealth, power. That's how this country was formed, and that's what they've been doing. That's how to pay the piper. It's not going to end up the way they think it's going to be. They're overloading us with so much information that is to make us second guess, to be overweight. Like, I'm exhausted. I don't want to deal with it. But I challenge you to this right now. Stay diligent. Stay diligent on your self care. Stay diligent on your knowledge. Do your own research. I am not a woman that will ever be quiet. And I had my cousin stop following me on Facebook, and she's like, "You're talking too much." You're not talking at all. Okay. I am with people that are vocal. God didn't make me fearful of anything. You call yourself a Christian, but you're scared to speak your truth? That's not God-like. That's not, um, fear is not God if you believe in Christianity, right? I fear nothing. I fear nothing. Okay, I'm going to say what I'm going to say, and regardless if they're trying to take our First Amendment away and monitor, and and holding on to our democracy by the string, like it's hanging on by a string, um, to quiet the ones that are vocal and make us look as if we're the ones that are crazy. That's fine. You can do whatever you want to, but I'm April Danitra Johnson. It's in sound mind and body. I am here to rip my family lineage apart. Okay. Break these generational curses and contracts, and also be a woman that did not have to be quiet. That's not what I'm going to teach my future grandkids, my future granddaughter. Be vocal, stand your truth, stay in your truth, so nobody can ever take that away from you. So now that I got off my soapbox, what does this mean for you? What does it mean? We know they're fighting this war over there, over here, as above, so below. In the midst of all this, let's make this imaginary trip around the moon. Let's create all the chaos to get our minds off of these files. Right now, more than ever, this is the reason why the 144, the chosen, the light workers, the healers, this is our time right now. This is our time to have podcasts to talk about your point of view so you can relate, because only certain people are going to be able to be on the frequency that I'm on right now and understand what I'm saying. Only a certain amount of people. Only a certain amount of people. And that's why Spirit said I can no longer hide behind the phone anymore. I have to be vocal. I have to be in the front. I can no longer sit still and be quiet because there are people waiting for me to be in my power so they can get into theirs, to get in position. Now is the time for us to get in position. We do not have any more time to waste. It's time is now. It's time for you to get in position. If you see me and you hear my voice, this is your calling to get in position. Listen, as an OG, I did not want to do this. I did not want to be in the front of the camera. I feel like I needed to be perfect. That's like I need to have my veneers done. I need to do all the things. I need to lose like 10 more pounds. It's got to be perfect. I've got to be perfect in order to for people to hear my voice, in order for me to make a difference. In Spirit literally said, be fucking for real. Be fucking for real. Because we live in a society where everything has to be perfect, right? And I'm imperfect. I'm imperfect, not, to me, right? And but my message is very clear. My message has been very clear forever. You can go back to my first podcast in 2018, and how I felt energy for the first time at a church. I have this knowledge. I've gathered all the tools. You've gathered all the tools. You've gathered all the things. You've done it all. Now it's time to talk and speak and empower and have people come to you that need your particular group of help, that need your group, that need your ingredients, your gumbo. Okay, they need your gumbo. Because everybody don't make gumbo the same. Okay. Winners don't go in gumbo. If I see a hot dog in a gumbo, I'm going to throw it away. Okay. Anyway, let me get back to I'm saying is your particular gumbo is needed for that particular person, right? Um, for the group of people that you need to lead. The light workers, I wrote this down. We have been chosen, and people say that word a lot. I'm a chosen, I'm chosen, I'm chosen. But what is it that you're chosen for? You're not chosen to sit in the house on your phone talking about I'm chosen. Okay. You have a duty and a service to the collective that you need to fulfill as a chosen one. That is why God, divine, Ifa, whomever chose you, because you have you, the one I'm looking at, you have the gumbo and ingredients that you need to do to help your soul tribe. There's no more waiting. There's no more let me wait for it to be perfect. There's no more um well, I gotta get my check. I don't have the equipment. I made so many excuses. I was like, well, I could do tarot and I could do Reiki. I can talk about life coaching. I can do about this. Spirit's like, you need to just start talking because people are going to start relating to you, but they can't relate to you if you don't start fucking talking. Okay. And, here I am. So I am here to help empower you to get to your next level. I am a certified life coach, business coach. I've gathered all my tools over a decade, right? I've helped so many women really shift out of their mindset of just looking at things in a different way, right? In a different perspective. And if that's something that you're interested in, I do have a few things for you. Number one, I do 1 hour spiritual consultation. Those spiritual consultations, um, they might involve tarot. I am a psychic medium. I come from a line of seers, shamans. So whatever your spirit team needs to relate to you, I'm going to relate it to you. However, it's up to you to listen. Okay, you need to listen and you need to obey. I posted on my Facebook, my personal page, Facebook. Tabitha Brown was having a full circle moment. I love her. I love her. I see myself in her a lot. She had a full circle moment. And that full circle moment was like I had to listen and I had to obey. And she was like, God, I don't know if this is gonna work. I don't know if this is gonna work. And it did. When I saw Tabitha in Target and her products in Target, I cried because she was there with her dad. And I was like, this is what I'm talking about. That's full circle. Your time is coming, but it's not going to come until you listen and you start obeying. So the spiritual consultation is $75 for 1 hour. Okay, that's it. I don't do 30 minutes. I don't do anything, 1 hour. And from there, I will determine if you are going to be able to enter in my coaching. My coaching is only for certain people that actually want to do the work. Thank you for listening to Soul Coach Speaks, the podcast.